So now our project is working as expected, but we need to change some stylings for header and footer. Along with that, if I swap the browser, we have the Bootstrap 5 that is available. Currently it's an alpha version, so there might be some changes, but for this project, let's go ahead and use this. So we can click on Get Started here, and if we scroll down, we have the CSS and JavaScript. So we'll copy this, let's go back to our project, we'll stop the application, and inside solution, we'll go to _layout, where we have the old Bootstrap, we'll comment this out and paste the new CSS. Then let's switch back to the browser, we have the JS files here, let's go back and paste them in the bottom here, where we have all the JavaScript. So we'll paste both of those lines here, and we can remove the JS that we were using before. Now with this change, there might be few changes that we'll have to make between the Bootstrap version, but do not worry about those right now. If I switch back to the browser, there are 3 more plugins that we'll be using in this course. The first one is Toastr Notification. Here, if you go on demo here, you can see the examples of Toastr notifications. We will be using such notifications, so we'll be adding Toastr to our project. The next thing that we'll be using is Syncfusion. Now this is not required, but many times students have asked me how to integrate Syncfusion or other third-party tools. So I'll be using the Syncfusion ASP.NET Core. If we scroll down, we have the demos here for ASP.NET Core, and we'll be using the data grid. When we'll be displaying list of order, we can use the Syncfusion data grid, which has quite a few features. So we'll be adding Syncfusion support, and licensing for Syncfusion is absolutely free as long as your business makes less than 1 million. So that being said, you can always register and use all the components of Syncfusion. Then we'll be using data tables. Data tables also has the table support that we saw inside Syncfusion, but with data tables we have few limitations rather than Syncfusion. That being said, data tables is fairly easy to use, and I will point out the scenario differences where we'll be using data tables versus Syncfusion. That being said, in order to include all of these, we need to add their CDNs or their JavaScripts and CSS. So rather than going to internet and copying and pasting all the CDNs, what I have done is in section 2 of Rocky Snippets part 2, you will find CSS_JS. So right here on the top, we have all of the CSS, including Bootstrap for version 5, and right here we have all the JavaScripts. You can see I have added the Syncfusion here as well. That being said, you might be thinking that where are we getting the CDN for Syncfusion? Because of which in the root folder, I have added syncfusion.txt with a URL. You will copy this and paste this here, and it just explains how you can get the EJ2 inside a .NET Core project. It shows you how to add the project, the packages needed, and right here you can see the style sheets as well as the script file. So I have already placed all of them in a single location for you. So first copy the CSS. Let's go back to our project. We'll scroll to the top in _layout, and we'll paste all the CSS right here. Let me remove this and paste them here. Perfect. Let's go back to our project. Let's copy this and let's paste them inside the script file right here. Once you make these changes, let's run our application and see how things look with Bootstrap version 5. Great, everything is almost the same. We just have the Rocky here that is distorted or in multiple lines, and in here we need to add the black coloring. So let's fix those very small issues in the next video.